And it was quite a display as the Trailblazers arrived at the arena.
Well, guys,
You certainly come a long way, D.A. Thanks. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. And for Los Angeles, they've got Jackson. Marcus Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac, and it's George in at the 2. Jackson finds Morris. Here's George. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Now, here's Lillard. Up and in on the layup. Plenty of experience, Greg, on the floor tonight. How does that shape what we're about to see, do you think?
You know, Kevin, this is one of those games where guys are going to be smart out on the floor. They're going to be in the right positions to make plays. And honestly, this could come down to who makes the bigger, tougher shots. And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years, a career high in assists for him.
Well, we all know that Dave can score whenever he wants to, but this team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around.
Now, here is George. From 18 feet away. Kicks it out to Leonard. In the corner, George with it. Morris trying to free himself up. George, no good.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
Lillard misses.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Chalk up 2 there.
It took him a while, but he finally gets one to fall.
So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Lillard outside. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Now, what more can you say about Lillard's gritty demeanor on the court? I guess contact doesn't bother him.
Outside, George. The Clippers rebound. Out to Morris. George against McCollum. Shot clock at 6. Now, here's George. He's covered closely. On the mark with the 15-footer.
Gets one to fall, but only his second make in the first 7 attempts.
Lillard scanning the floor. Over Jackson. At the tip. And Covington stays with it.
He makes so many hustle plays, and here he's working the offensive glass for the tip-in.
George passes to Jackson. Back to George. Over McCollum. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. George has got 6.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
That's a 2 from Lillard. Offensive rebound. Nurkic. And the layup's good off the glass.
Straight up effort gets him those points. That's what it's all about on the offensive glass.
We've got 1:48 left in the first quarter. Pass to Leonard from downtown. And it's Portland with the rebound. Lillard left side. Yep, that one goes in there.
And whether he's creating for himself or spotting up, Lillard's jumper is whizzing.
Clippers trail by 4. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. And they'll keep possession. George with no one around. The Clippers keep it alive.
Still plenty of time for him to contribute in this game, but it's a tough stretch he's going through.
Here's Powell. And the rejection by Zubac. Nurkic can't hit.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. A fantastic mobile 1 block. This one deserves another look.
Some intimidation right away. Got to show those shooters you're going to be there all night long.
And the Clippers have possession. Back to George. Shoots over Nurkic. That's good for George on the assist by Morris. He's got 8.
And this is why you get George the ball there. He's solid at figuring out how to capitalize.
Here's Lillard. That one's not going to go. Good work defensively by Morris. Here's George.
You got it. Come on.
He can't hit that time. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Here's Covington. Goes back up. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Oh, the quick feet of Covington. He excels at getting out there on the break and finding ways to capitalize.
Outside, George. Morris. Nice persistence to tip it back up and in.
And how about the toughness? I mean, although undersized at that power forward spot, he just still finds a way to get the job done.
Three-pointer, Lillard. No good that time. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Trailblazers out in front. They're up by 2. When Damian Lillard's in the flow, there is no stopping him. And before the game, we talked about that with him.
I think in the past, anytime
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
On the court for the Trailblazers, they've got Enes Kanter. Anthony is out there with Jones. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Simons in at the point. Inside. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Powell against Kennard. And Beverly kicks to Leonard. Cousins trying to free himself up. And it's Leonard missing.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Jones dishes to Carmelo. And it's sent back by Leonard.
And just a big-time shot-blocking threat. Leonard's instincts on defense are just mind-boggling. Knows when to go after the blocks.
And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 6-point game. Here's Beverly. And foul on the shot. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Portland leading. Here's Simons. And the call on the shot sends him to the line. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Paul George, he's checked in for Los Angeles. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. For the 3. And Kanter pulls it down. Kanter's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Did you see that speed from Batum showing the real tenacity on defense to come up with the steal?
It's hauled in by the Clippers. The three from George. Connects from three-point range. George has got the lead up to 2 now for the Clippers.
He's so aggressive at that end of the floor, and that's a quality all great scorers have.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That's his first foul. So for the Trailblazers, C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Powell, and Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Great court awareness from the crafty guard McCollum. I mean, a good teammate who likes hitting his open guys.
George against Jones. Cousins on the follow.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Lillard with it. Guarded now by DeMarcus Cousins. Lillard against Kennard. And it's Lillard missing for Los Angeles. They've gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second. 5 of 10. A nice shot by George.
Amazing floor awareness from Cousins. Skilled at spotting the open man.
Trailblazers trail by 4. Lillard up top. Defended by Beverly. And it's blocked.
If he was shooting even a little bit better, the story of this game would be a lot different.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Lillard outside. Offensive rebound. And Cantor able to finish.
Now, that's the staple of Cantor's game. This guy has a knack for knowing how to come up with offensive boards.
Beverly the pass to Cousins. Kennard with the ball. Cousins inside. He's against Cantor. And Cousins gets it to go.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Trailblazers trail by 6. Lillard outside. Jones dishes to Lillard. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Lillard is such a crafty finisher. Even when he takes a pounding, he sticks with it.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Nurkic checked in for the Trailblazers. Robert Covington comes in for Derek Jones. Jackson misses. It's a neck-and-neck game here in Los Angeles. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. A second chance effort. Covington trying to break free. And Nurkic lays it in. Nurkic has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, no need to get the ball back here. You want to close this quarter with momentum.
And that one's good. Leonard.
And that's the activity on the offensive glass they like to see out of Kawhi. When he's in full hustle mode, they're a much stronger team.
And some good action. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They never put themselves in too much. And that's a wrap.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Paul George really making a difference here.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubats in at the 5 down low. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Clippers leading by 3. Here's Leonard. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Leonard's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Clippers. And here's McCollum. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Lillard. It's Reggie Jackson with the rebound. Zubats with it. Lillard picks him up. Jackson in the corner. No good from outside.
Defensive breakdown, and they can't capitalize. He'll hit that shot almost every time. But this is not the start they wanted coming out of the break. 0 for 3 so far, and they're not playing with much intensity.
George, no good.
Might take them a little while to find their stride here in the second half. Only 1 for 4 so far. They just need to calm down, play their game.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
George passes to Zubac. Basket, good. Zubac has got his second bucket of the night.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Kicks it out to McCollum. From the arc. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. McCollum's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. George looking around. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Clippers lead by 4.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
So they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
A different look for the Clippers. Mann's checked in. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Simons, he's checked in for Damian Lillard. Outside Rondo. And he banks in the layup. And looking back at what was a stellar career, Greg, if there was one thing you could have done different, do you have anything on your mind?
You know, I would have loved to have had the opportunity to finish my career in New York. That was a special place, a special time. Unfortunately, that didn't transpire, but that's the one thing that stands out. That and obviously not winning a championship.
I can understand both of those.
Yes.
Here's Simons. Yep, it counts.
Given the size disadvantage, you have to have a lot of confidence to take that shot.
Yeah, no question. It takes skill and a certain level of fearlessness.
George against McCollum. And a wide open look for Rondo. The shot off that time. And it's Portland the other way. Down low. Here's Covington. And the dunk by Covington.
Proving he's not afraid to finish with power. Covington loves to dunk it home.
Outside Rondo. Nurkic with the block. And he's able to get it back. The Clippers shooting their first free throws here tonight.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line. About 79% of their free throws.
A different look now for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And Jones subbed in for Powell. And a wide open look for McCollum. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Los Angeles leading by 3. Here's Kennard. Softly drops in the floater. Kennard's got his first 2 points of the night.
So deft with the floater. I mean, it's clear Kennard has confidence in his ability to make this difficult shot.
And it's McCollum off the drive. Kanter. Rebound by the Clippers. There's 49 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Pass to Batum. And there's the feed to Leonard. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jones.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Appreciate the effort, though, making his presence felt defensively.
Leonard, no luck. Trailblazers trail by 5. Cullen passes to Carmelo. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Now Leonard. He's got 9. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Clippers lead by 5.
Such a massive guy. Cousins is a wrecking ball on the glass.
Leonard looking over the floor. Another miss by Leonard. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the fourth. Who will carry the day? And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Oh, beautiful feed. Always a luxury to have a big man who can see the whole floor.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. On the court for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Enes Kanter is out there with Anthony, and it's Jones in at the 3 spot. Lillard against Beverly. Now here's Jackson. Defense right on him. Excellent D there from Anthony. Trailblazers trail by 5. Takes the 13-footer. It's deflected.
And Beverly just goes all out on defense, which is what allows him to come up with these rejections.
And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up. That sends Reggie Jackson to the free throw line. That's on Enes Kanter. Portland with the ball. Lillard outside. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Outstanding quickness of Lillard. It keeps the D on their heels. He excels at drawing the foul on these drives.
And both free throws good for Damian Lillard.
His free throw shooting is something they never need to worry about. He doesn't even know how to go through a cold streak.
And Los Angeles with some changes. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. Now here's George. Defense is right there. 5 on the clock. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
You expect him to make those. They've got to do more to get a hand in his face next time.
Lillard dishes to Carmelo. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Rondo looking around. Pass to Cousins. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the 4th. Stolen by George. And now the Clippers on the break. Rondo's running. That one goes. Count it.
Talk about an advanced distributor. I mean, there's passes that point guards can make, and there's passes that Rajon Rondo can make.
Lillard against Rondo. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Lillard.
He'll take advantage of that kind of soft defense every time. Just give him a chance to attack the basket, and he will.
Lillard against George. Count that bucket.
And just a beast of a scorer. Give George these kinds of looks, and he typically knocks him down.
And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. 3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. Clippers leading by 8. To the inside. It's stolen by Jones. And now Portland on the break. And the rejection by Cousins.
And the defensive Cousins making his presence known with the quick leaping ability which he uses to block shots.
George passes to Mann. And they pick up 2. George has got the lead up to 10 now for Los Angeles.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
In perfect timing, with a small lead, they're doing all they can to protect it.
And the basket by Lillard.
The D has got to do a better job clogging up routes to the rim. Lillard is a terror when it comes to driving inside.
Rondo kicks to Morris. And Damian Lillard pulls it down. Trailblazers trail by 8. And he makes good on the layup. Lillard's got 10 points here in the second half.
The consistency of Lillard with his consistent probing on the defense, he's become Mr. Reliable at a very young age.
Outside, George. Good work defensively by Anthony. The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. And an intentional foul right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And it's Leonard missing. Leonard's gotten only 1 of his threes to drop for him. He's got 5 attempts. Lillard, count the bucket. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. We have to now review the personal foul in question.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double-checking, and the game continues on.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. The focus of his speech was hustle. He told his players, those guys are going to come at us. We have to match their intensity, and we have to play with a great deal of energy. We're all in here, fellas. Kevin?
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Leonard against Nurkic. Leonard the pass to Zubac. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. 6 to shoot. Left side, Leonard. Another shot. No good from Zubac. Now a timeout called by Portland. They're trailing by 3. Just 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And it's all about the 3 right here.
That's what they need to tie it. Boy, what a game this has been.
So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. That The Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge. And before.
Hey, Kevin.
It might indeed, David. Well said. Thank you for that report. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. They've got Ivica Zubac. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at the point. And for Dallas, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small 4. Now, here's Richardson. And it's sent back by George.
Terrific focus from George there, reading the shooter the entire way through. A great shot block.
They get it back.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
So he gets them both. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. And the Clippers have possession following the score by Dallas. Morris stayed with it, but they couldn't get it to fall.
Still can't get anything going here after 3 tries.
Here's Porzingis. Morris with the rebound. The Clippers have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Here's Jackson. No good with the layup.
Boy, they are frigid right now. I mean, failing to connect on their first 4 attempts.
Porzingis passes to Doncic. Morris with the block.
And a rare block shot from Morris. Anticipates the move and just times it out perfectly.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Richardson against George. And there's the pass to Zubac. Nice D from Porzingis.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
Doncic against Jackson. Pass to Porzingis. It's stolen by Morris. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go all the way. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Now here's Richardson. Tipped away. Here's Finney-Smith. He's covered by Leonard. 5 to shoot. Porzingis inside. Working on Zubac. Sinks it. And the shot from Porzingis.
Well, it appears to me that pressure doesn't get to Porzingis, guys. In fact, you could actually make the case it makes him sharper and more focused.
Now, here's George. Pass to Zubac. The shot's good on the assist by George.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. He dishes it to Richardson. Jackson against Doncic. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
Well, he's a pro at tricking defenders. You can tell Doncic enjoys getting guys in the air with that pump fake.
And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Mike Powell comes in for Maxi Kleber. Hardaway's checked in for Josh Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith.
Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
Clippers trail by 4. Rondo looking around. And Batum kicks to Rondo. Makes it off the glass. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM. It puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
Cauley-Stein dishes to Powell. Hardaway with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. 6 on the shot clock. And Doncic gets it to go.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Rondo passes to Batum. And stolen by Cauley Stein. Doncic outside. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Here's Kennard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein. The Clippers have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
It's been all about Luka Doncic for Dallas. He got into double digits. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've...
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well-balanced. This team lives it.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, what's your take on the Mavericks so far?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, you know, I agree. No warm-up needed. They came in on fire and have already built a nice lead.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the 2nd quarter. On the court for the Mavericks, we've got Hardaway. Powell is out there with Willie Cauley-Stein. Then there's Burke, and it's Redick in at the 2. Batum with the steal. Leonard inside, guarded by Hardaway. That's in, and the Dallas lead is cut down now to just 6, and the basket from Leonard.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
The Clippers have gone 1 of 3 to start out the 2nd quarter. And Beverly kicks to Leonard. No good. He has missed 3 of his 5 attempts this game. Mavericks leading by 6. Redick surveying the D. Greg, in New York, you obviously played in a number of championship contending teams. What do the Knicks have to do to get back to that feel, that kind of team?
Well, listen, it starts with stability across the board, but mainly that means at the top. And you got to give this new front office, this new regime, an opportunity. I think they got some good young pieces, but title contenders are not in a constant state of flux right now. They've got to take their baby steps here and start moving in the right direction. Like you say, it does begin in the front office. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for J.J. Redick. Now here's Burke, defended by Beverly, and that one's good. Burke.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Now here's Beverly. Tight defense on him. It's hauled in by Porzingis.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
And where Finney-Smith really made strides last season, his consistency from range.
And you know, Greg, it was really his defense, the work ethic he brings, the effort level. I mean, that's always been there. I watched this kid play in college, and that's always been part of his package. But as an NBA wing, you've got to be able to knock down shots and help space the floor if you want to find your way into the lineup. And to Finney-Smith's credit, he's done that and has become a valuable part of the rotation.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. We were all witnesses last year to the pandemic. It struck with worldwide repercussions. The NBA was no exception. The 1920 season was altered, and this season was delayed. The league is finding a sense of solidarity and resolve under the leadership of Adam Silver. Now, sports is a microcosm of society as a whole, and we all are finding different ways to overcome this. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, D.A. Here's Jackson. The Mavericks making the shot. Here's George. Goes back up. Morris passes to Beverly. Jackson has the open look. And the Clippers miss again.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Here's Brunson. It's good. Brunson's got the lead up to 14 now for the Mavs.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Jackson passes to Zubac. It's good. Zubac has got 6.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Richardson finds Brunson. And the rejection by Zubac. And he gets it back. Richardson the pass to Porzingis. Just 5 on the clock. Here's the 3. Offensive rebound. He gets it in there.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now, here is George. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And that one, good.
When PG-13 is feeling it, he can be an absolute monster from mid-range.
Brunson kicks to Richardson. Here's Brunson. Porzingis at the elbow. Can't hit from the elbow. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. A 12-point game. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
Well, I admire the fact he's trying to power through this rough stretch, but on occasion you'll have periods like this.
Here's Brunson in the hoop for his 3rd make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest. There's 10 seconds left here in the second. Outside, George. And he banks in the layup.
Yeah, excellent determination there from George. This wasn't going to be denied. Fighting off the physical contact and nailing the shot over good defense.
And so it's Dallas. Up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. It's time now to go courtside. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you. Luka Doncic had a huge first quarter. He had 10 points, 2 assists. And that's going to do...
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Batuma's out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Rondo in at the 1. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well. +8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Mike Powell comes in for Maxi Kleber, and Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Doncic passes to Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Boy, what a brilliant find by Doncic.
And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And, boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here. Boy, at the offensive end, his game is so impressive. I mean, he's a threat every time up the floor.
Passes it to Porzingis. Here's Doncic. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And known as a tremendous shooter for his size, Porzingis wasn't quite as accurate last season, which surprised some people.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, some people would automatically assume that because Doncic attracts so much attention that Porzingis would get more wide open looks. But you got to remember, Porzingis missed a full season and was coming off an injury and needed to reacclimate himself to NBA gameplay. So that takes usually a season plus another season before you're all the way back.
Doncic with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. Cauley Stein's shot is good.
A nice start to the second half, just 1 miss in their first 5 attempts.
Cauley Stein against Zubac. And the rejection by Cauley Stein.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley Stein, a presence defensively.
You know, passes like that go a long way. Terrific teamwork.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Here's Burke. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Burke's got his second bucket of the night.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Rondo passes to Zubac. Lets it go from 11, and it's wide right. It's off the rim.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Here's Redick, and the layup's good off the glass. And the Mavericks lead by 17.
Proving he's more than just an outside shooter. Redick also has a sweet touch from that area.
Here's Leonard. Here's Zubac. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
A different look for Dallas. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Burke. Redick finds Brunson. Banked in off the glass. Brunson's got 8 points.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots.
And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Clippers making a change here. Mavericks leading by 17. Doncic passes to Redick. To the middle. Here's Finney-Smith. Count it. Good. Finney-Smith's got his first points of the night.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
And George with the stuff.
Really difficult to contain Paul George in these pick and roll sets because of his speed. I mean, that's one element that gives him a great advantage. He's really good at making decisions in tight spaces and in these pick and roll situations.
And so it's Dallas feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. A look at... And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Richardson is out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3, the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Richardson against Morris. Here's Kleba, and he lays it straight in. And the Mavericks lead by 17.
Well, that's a smart play from Richardson there. His teammates love how hard he works to create opportunities for him.
Jackson kicks to George. Yes, that goes in.
And you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Richardson the pass to Porzingis. Richardson against Jackson. And there's Richardson on the assist by Porzingis.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay. He's come out here in the second half and done a nice job moving, getting good looks, and finding his range.
Brunson finds Richardson. Beverly against Brunson. To the paint. Here's Kleba. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Morris has got 4 rebounds now tonight. The pass to Beverly. Now George. Lets it go. And it's Finney Smith with the rebound.
Wide open, and still, surprisingly, he wasn't able to cash in.
Richardson outside. Back to Porzingis. Shoots over Zubac. Richardson the pass to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Boy, evidence of the mobility there from Porzingis as he shreds the defense in screen and roll.
George from deep three-point land. And it's George again missing.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
Kleba kicks to Finney Smith. Back to Kleba. Brunson scanning the floor. The teardrop falls in. And the Mavericks lead by 19.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Beverly the pass to George. And it's George again missing. For Dallas, they've gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Kleba finds Brunson. Here's Porzingis, covered by Morris. Back to Porzingis. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Outside George. Good on the shot.
George is really one of the most amazing players in the league, an all-NBA caliber player, and he's worked tirelessly on his shooting form, and now it's close to perfect.
Down low, it's tipped. Kleba kicks to Brunson. No good with the triple. Clippers trail by 19.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Mavericks.
Look at their number of assists.
You know, they didn't get stuck in those one-on-one situations, and they got the ball to the guys with the best matchups. Easy drives, open jumpers, and great ball movement.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Luka Doncic.
Yeah, and he was relentless, nonstop energy. I mean, he just never slowed down or turned off.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Nicolo Melli comes in for Maxi Kleba. J.J. Redick's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Burke in for Josh Richardson.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it, they've done it.
Here's George, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
At 6'10", George is really capable of dominating inside. I mean, defensively, you need to try to push him out of his comfort zone, get him out of that lane area.
Redick against George. Cauley-Stein dishes to Redick. Clock at 6. Back to Cauley-Stein, stolen by George. And now it's Rondo running all the way. Here he goes. Stops. Pops. And it's off the back rim. No good. George against Reddick. Pass to Melly. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Rajon Rondo. And the first one at the line is good. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Leonard from deep three-point land. No good there. So no problem for Dallas. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it. The bustling city of Portland, Oregon. This is the backdrop from. And with pregame.
Kevin, thanks. Star players move around more than ever.
He stays working and stays true. David, thank you. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Norman Powell. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot.
Ref's calling it close already as he picks up a quick early foul.
Nurkic with the steal.
Really poor pass there, guys, and the D did a great job capitalizing off the mistake.
Here's Lillard.
Oh, that was worth the price of admission. Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Here's Finney-Smith. Doncic with it. Now guarded by Nurkic. Sinks it. And the shot from Porzingis.
I think you can see the strength that Porzingis has been developing over the early part of his career. That progress is showing up on a nightly basis.
And last year, Dallas gave Porzingis the contract he was looking for to the tune of $158 million.
And Greg, credit the Dallas organization for believing in Kristaps Porzingis' talent. And now credit Porzingis, because you have to share shot attempts and usage with Luka Doncic. What has he done? He's concentrated on better rebounding, better rim protecting. This guy is all in on winning, and what a combination these two guys can be.
Here's Lillard.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
Here's Porzingis following the score by Damian Lillard. Doncic passes to Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Porzingis has got his second basket.
Yeah, because Luka Doncic is such a threat to score it, it opens up the passing game, and boy, it is on display right now.
And Lillard throws it down.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. Now, here's Doncic. And he gets the bucket.
We know this. Doncic is an aggressive, thirsty scorer. If you allow airspace, even in the mid-range, he's going to make you pay.
If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Lillard and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Some power coming from the PG.
Ah, that's right, GA. Seeing more and more of that these days. Backcourt guys who can elevate.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow. You know, two things happened there. Excellent coverage on the shot, and then finish the possession securing the boards.
Shoots it. Here's Nurkic. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points, staying active even after the shot goes up.
Doncic finds Kleba. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Porzingis passes to Richardson. Back to Porzingis. No one near him. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron. Well, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important. And then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well to, when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point. Doncic against Lillard. Doncic kicks to Finney-Smith. Now the pass to Porzingis. Dishes it to Doncic. Porzingis trying to get free, and it's Doncic. That time on the assist by Porzingis.
There is this fundamental confidence to what Luka does, and those difficult floaters, no problem.
Here's Lillard. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Lillard's got 13.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Doncic passes to Finney-Smith. On the wing, Doncic. Guarded by Powell. Doncic outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
You know, so much of rebounding is about effort, and no lack of that right there. He had to box out and establish great position.
And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland Trail Blazers. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. What stands out to you guys from the Trail Blazers so far in this one?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Portland, we've got Anthony. He's out there with Derek Jones. Enes Kanter is out there with C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the 1 spot. Now here's McCollum after J.J. Redick's miss. And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got the lead up to 7 now for the Trailblazers.
What a professional. McCollum's reliability on offense is such a gift to his team.
Stolen by McCollum. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Burke, he's checked in for Dallas. And so McCollum nails both of them.
And when you think of McCollum, the word efficient comes to mind. This guy just shoots the ball and plays the game at a high level.
Now here's Powell. Here's Burke. And they call the foul, so he's got the and 1 chance here to make it a 3-point play.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball, in rhythm.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throw of the game here. And that one falls for Burke. Trailblazers leading by 6. Here's Simons. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks.
And born and raised in Toronto, Powell is part of a growing legion of NBA players who hail from up north.
We the North. How about upon arriving in Dallas, he became the 5th Canadian to suit up just for the Dallas Mavs organization alone. So college and NBA scouts are spending more time there now. What a beautiful country with plenty of basketball talent.
The Trailblazers shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
Brunson finds Burke. Hardaway against Jones. Burke the pass to Powell. That shot no good. Now Portland takes it the other way. Here's Simons. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. And it's an 11-point Portland lead.
And haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Here's Burke. Cauley-Stein. That shot off the mark. And Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Powell's checked in. Kanter trying to free himself up. They get it again, and he uses the glass on the layup. And the Trailblazers lead by 13.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now here's Brunson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
You have got to commend Powell on his positioning. I tell you, he buries himself deep, and he's going to sky for that slam dunk.
Here's Simons. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here's Brunson. Back to Burke. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. The shot by Powell, no good.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy. Boy, a clean, close look. What a missed opportunity.
Here's Powell. Inside. And it's blocked.
Encouraging to see Cantor trying harder on the defensive end. There's height. There's ability to block shots. Go to work, Ennis.
Just 4 to shoot. Hardaway. And Cantor pulls it down. The Blazers on offense. They're on a 13-5 run. To the paint. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Cantor's got 4 points now in the quarter.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Brunson kicks to Burke. 8 feet away. The dish to Cauley Stein. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Cauley Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
Here's Simons. Brunson covering. Simons the pass to Cantor. Count the basket. Cantor's got 6.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Brunson. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Powell dishes to Burke. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Well, they love to see Powell keep his eyes up and look for his teammates. The more assists they get out of him, the more dangerous their offense will be.
Hardaway against Jones. Down low, here's Simons. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. He has 6.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And so it's Portland. Their lead. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basket. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a... And that does it for our...
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Richardson is out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. And that one's good, Doncic. Hey, Greg, if you could coach one team right now, who would it be?
Whew, that's a tough one. Clippers, Lakers, Bucks. You know what? I would probably go Lakers or Bucks because you would have an opportunity to coach someone who arguably might be considered the best to ever play the game, because I think Giannis is trending in that direction, and LeBron obviously already is.
How about a guy like Kemba Walker and coaching the Celtics, having him to do what you want to do on the floor?
Oh, he'd be brilliant, and
yeah.
Kemba, one of the most underrated leaders in our game. Great, great human being. That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Porzingis kicks to Doncic. Back to Porzingis. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
How about Porzingis? Shrugs off the hit. That work in the weight room paying off already. You gotta love the time he's put in to make himself a challenge.
That free throw good from Porzingis. Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it. Already an all-star. But, you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
Here's Finney Smith following the score by Damian Lillard. Here's Doncic. Right side, Porzingis. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Doncic against Lillard. Fast break, Dallas. Doncic leading the charge. And the shot goes in. Doncic has got 8 points.
Well, Doncic's terrific floor vision in the open floor. He also understands how to be the guy to finish.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. The train. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. He's got 10.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Good on that shot, and with that, the Trailblazer lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Doncic. Lillard, the pass to Covington, and it goes down 2 points. Covington's got his first points of the game.
You know, often we think of Dame as a scorer first, but they're reminding us of his great ability to pass the rock.
Now, here's Richardson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. There's 1:47 left in the third quarter. Here's Lillard, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
You know, Dame loves to test the defense like that, runs up against it, and then outworks them.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for C.J. McCollum. Then for the Mavericks, Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Luka Doncic. Now here's Porzingis. 11 points in the game. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position. Not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking.
Now, here's Cantor. Lillard with no one around. Portland again missing.
1 made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Richardson finds Kleba.
Kick it out, kick it out.
To the middle. Here's Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
In a pick-and-roll game, the length and athleticism of Kristaps Porzingis is going to be a big-time problem.
Lillard, the pass to Cantor. Here's Simons. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Redick. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Porzingis can't hit.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
And how about Lillard just being aggressive here on offense? He can heat up quickly, just super efficient, and a high IQ score.
And so it's Dallas with it. Portland making their last shot. Porzingis and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Enes Kanter. And these are his second and third free throws tonight.
I mean, the potential of Kristaps Porzingis, to me, could be terrifying as an opponent. This guy is an incredible big man with the ability to dominate both ends. I cannot wait to see what's next.
From 13, and the basket by Lillard. Lillard's got 23 points.
Slow rotation there defensively, and he gets a wide open look from mid-range.
And I'll tell you, you look up at the scoreboard, that's correct. They have a big lead for a reason.
And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers up by a dozen here at the... And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Mavericks trail by 12. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Anthony out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Jones in at the 3 slot. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And that one drops. And the Trailblazers lead by 14.
If there's a weakness in your defense, McCollum will find it. Reads the floor exceptionally well.
And it's blocked. They retain possession. Porzingis kicks to Redick. He hits it from 9.
Wow, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Portland leading by 12. Lillard outside. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That is his first foul of the game. Robert Covington's checked in for Portland. And Dallas with a change here too. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Maxi Kleber. 17-foot shot on the way. And that one's good. Lillard's got 12 points here in the second half. Brunson finds Redick. Dallas moving it around. Brunson the pass to Finney-Smith. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Finney-Smith's got his first bucket in this one.
That's the idea. You work the ball into that area. It's a sweet spot.
Lillard fires away from way outside. Not going to go that time. And it's Dallas the other way. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Redick passes to Porzingis. Shot clock at 6. From 15 feet away, that one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Redick.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring. And Tim Hardaway says, you know what? My teammate's open. I'm going to get him the ball.
The Mavericks have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. On the wing, Hardaway. Back to Redick. Porzingis inside. Anthony on him. Redick passes to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, Porzingis stays aggressive on the offensive end. And with the kind of offensive arsenal he has, it's exactly what you hope for, guys.
Lillard attacking. And Lillard throws it down.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot. Greg frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
Redick with it. Lillard picks him up. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. So for the Trailblazers, Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Enes Kanter. And it's Powell in for Carmelo Anthony. And then for Dallas, Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Josh Richardson comes in for J.J. Redick. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Powell, that's good. Greg, one of your former teammates, John Starks, would get under a guy's skin on the court. He's like a nuisance, but really opposite off the floor, away from the game.
I'll tell you, Kev, John's got a heart of gold. And anybody that knows him is going to be a fan of the person. John is as good a friend as I can ever recall having.
Steps back and fires. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
We call that staying calm, recognizing the situation, and saving the possession. Doncic able to beat the clock.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's Finney-Smith. Doncic passes to Porzingis. Back to Doncic. Lays it up off the glass. Doncic has got it back down to within single digits for the Mavs. Portland's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Lillard against Doncic. Lillard dishes to Covington. Misses from close range.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Here's Finney-Smith. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. they're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock.
Here's Lillard. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Trailblazers lead by 10.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Just a matter of time here.
Lets it go from 14. Rebounded by Covington. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. A confident win, and one where they clearly... and getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the energy. These guys are ready to go. The bustlings and the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jackson in at the 1 spot. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the 3 spot. Here's George, laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Great hustle by Paul, using his speed in the open court, and then, of course, he's an excellent finisher.
Powell against Zubac. Right side, Covington, stolen by George. And here comes Jackson, leading the fast break. Ball's knocked loose. Fast break, here they come. Here's Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
Love the patience from Covington. Lets the situation develop and then delivers a perfect strike.
A 3 ball. They get it back. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
And Morris comes over to help. Nurkic, first shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And with his skill, Nurkic can score from anywhere on the court. But when you're 280, his skills probably better utilized inside.
Now here's Leonard. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Lillard with it, guarded now by Morris. And the dunk by Covington.
Yeah, quick thinking, wins Dame assist. Finds the open man and the ball instantly there for the finish.
George up top. He's guarded by Nurkic. And that one's good, George.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that.
Now, here's Lillard. Good. Covington's got his second bucket.
All-out effort all the time. Covington was undrafted, and he's worked his way into NBA minutes.
Here's Leonard. Off target from outside. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. McCollum with the ball. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Los Angeles has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Right side, George. Second shot opportunity. He lays it in. George has got 6.
He's hot this quarter, getting the shots he wants, and he's delivering.
Lillard surveying the D. 1:52 left to play in the first. Up again, and Covington stays with it. 6 points for him.
Challenging the defense at the rim, something he does very well. Excellent tip in.
And here's George for 3. Rebound by Nurkic. For Portland, they've gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. And the rejection by Jackson. Outside Leonard. Shoots over Powell. Keeps it alive. It's good on the putback.
And you'd like to see more of this from Marcus. Attack that offensive glass and generate some points outside of those set plays.
Nurkic, Covington, and Covington stays with it.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? Now here's Leonard to the inside. And Covington sends it back. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Here's Lillard. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
You know, Dame loves to test the defense like that, runs up against it, and then outworks them.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And Simon's in for C.J. McCollum. Cousins trying to free himself up. For Portland, they've gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. The shot by Anthony, no good.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. Lillard outside. Shoots over Batum, and Lillard gets it to go.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
Guys, Robert Covington firing on all cylinders so far for Portland. For moments during that quarter, it felt like a one-man wrecking crew.
I think it comes from being.
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
Oh, goodness. Where did that come from?
I loved it.
That was beautiful.
Loved it.
And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Kennard. Rondo against Lillard. The steal. Here's Mann. Good D by Jones. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for Portland. Down low. Here's Anthony. Shakes him. The shot missing. Great D that time from Batum. Kennard, the pass to Cousins. Good on the bucket. Greg is a point guard. What is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount. And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
And Portland making a change here. McCollum's checked in. George is checked in for the Clippers. Patrick Beverly comes in for Rajon Rondo. Pass to Kennard. Outside, George.
And he's frustrated. That's a shot he can make in his sleep.
Here's McCollum. The putback and staying with the play, Anthony. And the Trailblazers lead by 6.
And how about the toughness? I mean, although undersized at that power forward spot, he just still finds a way to get the job done.
George. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one's on Anthony.
Consummate team player. Paul George is an excellent leader, and he's cool to let others lead also.
A different look now for Portland. Robert Covington comes in for Jones. And it's Powell in for Anthony Simons. McCollum with the ball. George picks him up. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And when you think of McCollum, the word efficient comes to mind. This guy just shoots the ball and plays the game at a high level.
Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Kanter.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
The 3 from George, and he's good on the 3 ball. George has got 5 points in the quarter.
One of George's main strengths, able to stretch the floor with his outside shooting.
And here's McCollum for three. Portland no good that time either. Clippers trail by 3. And George kicks to Beverly. And George with the stuff.
Long and athletic, PG-13 is a terror when he reaches the cup.
McCollum against George. Nurkic trying to get open. The Clippers have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. The shot. No good off the back of the rim. Trailblazers have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Anthony can't hit. A tight game here in Portland. And George, here we go. And the layup is good. And that's 15 points for George.
Adding to this lead, he's been dependable and consistent at the offensive end.
A 3 from McCollum. No good on that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And there's Paul George on the assist by Beverly. George has got the lead up to 3 now for the Clippers. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Looking to end the run, and the layup is up and in. McCollum's got 4 points this quarter.
And give McCollum credit. It's big for his confidence when he's able to muscle these shots in.
Kennard, the pass to Cousins. Outside for George. Clippers moving the ball around. 2 points. That one goes.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. Again, McCollum missing. Here's Los Angeles now. They're on a 13-4 run right now. George with the bucket.
Moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Trailblazers trail by 5. McCollum deciding where to go with it. Left side, Covington. Over Batum. That misses off the backboard. Kennard against Powell. Tips it up. Cousins on the follow. And it's a 7-point Clipper lead.
I mean, there's no question about it. When DeMarcus attacks the offensive boards, he gives the team a different attitude.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 21 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. Thanks for joining us.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You look at Paul George in this game, guys. He's been everywhere.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last 2 quarters.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in its center. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Leonard's got the ball. Jackson from long range. And Leonard stays with it. And the Clippers lead by 11.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Here's Lillard. Lays it up and banks it in. Lillard's got 8 points.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Leonard the pass to Zubac. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Zubac has got his second bucket of the game to go.
3 out of 4 coming out of the half, showing good execution on the offensive end.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard's still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in LA, but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
Leonard against Lillard.
You know he's pulling his weight, but they still find themselves behind.
Here's Jackson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Leonard inside, guarded by Powell.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Here's Lillard, and Damian Lillard throws it down hard.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Nurkic with the block. Zubac, that's good.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Trailblazers trail by 13. Lillard with it, guarded now by Morris. Lillard misses.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Leonard, no luck.
His inability to make shots has not brought this team down. That shows you their resourcefulness. That was excellent contest, preventing him from making something that's usually automatic.
And the shot goes in.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Lillard against Leonard. Lillard attacking, and Lillard throws it down.
Don't let his height fool you. Lillard can rise up with the best of them.
Lillard against Beverly. Pass to Leonard. Rebounded by Covington. Covington's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Powell, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. There's the foul against the Clippers. The Trailblazers have been excellent at the free throw line here today, a flawless 6 for 6.
And as a team, excellent a season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Derek Jones, he's checked in for C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard.
Owning that area around the rim, something DeMarcus has done as far back as we can remember.
Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Anthony.
Great pass to set your man up with a high percentage look.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. And George, here we go.
Strong take by Paul. He plays with great decisiveness.
The Clippers have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. Rajon Rondo's checked in for Jackson. And both free throws good for Paul George.
I'll tell you, he doesn't give points away. Excellent job from the line.
Here's Simons, and that'll be 2 free throws. And here we go, coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
George against Powell. And Cousins kicks to Rondo. Here's George, and it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
One of the more instinctive passers over the last decade. Rondo quickly locates the open man.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Count it.
He has to show real leadership out there and take this game into his own hands because he's shooting the ball well.
Los Angeles leading by 11. And here's George. 25 points in the game. The Clippers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. Throw good, Paul George. And both free throws good for Paul George. 11 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Simons. And stolen by Cousins. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. We've got more in store for you right after this. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Rondo in a point guard. It's 2-on-1. Powell with it. He's picked up by Rondo. The lead now cut to single digits.
Great player movement, great ball movement. That's fun to watch.
Clippers leading by 9. George up top. Guarded by Powell. That one falls. You know, winning that championship as you did, Greg, for UNLV, many people don't remember you played much of that season with a broken jaw.
Well, Kevin, I don't remember much of it, to be honest with you. It was pretty hazy. I lost 19 pounds over the course of the season.
Oh,
I was
goodness.
championship night. I was 168 pounds.
No kidding.
Yeah. Oh, I was wired shut for 8 weeks. Didn't miss a game, but I tell you what, I don't know if I would do that today. But, you know, it did turn out well with the championship.
As I recall, you broke it against Fresno State, correct?
Yes, yeah. Got my legs taken out from under me and broke the fall with my face.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch. The pass to Zubac. Back to George.
Off the mark once again. Terrible quarter for him thus far.
Back to Jones. And it's sent back by George.
Not going to be Paul George with that move. He's too long and too talented of a defender.
Outside for Batum. George against Jones. Basket counts.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Damian Lillard, he's checked in for Portland. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Leonard, he's checked in for George. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo. And it's Lillard missing. Clippers leading by 13. Lets it go from deep. Leonard, no luck. Takes a 3. Cantor trying to free himself up. Lillard misses. Got a piece of it. Passes it to Simons. To end the drought. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Jackson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Leonard. They get the rebound. Back to Kennard. Outside Leonard. Morris passes to Leonard. It's tipped. Outside Jones. Here's Anthony. Over Morris. Portland no good that time either. The Clippers have gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far. And it's Leonard missing.
Coming out of halftime, he wanted to start strong, yet the opposite happened.
And the basket by Jones.
That's a nice read. The value of keeping your eyes up.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. Goes up at the stripe. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Lillard from deep three-point land. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for Los Angeles.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats, just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Paul George.
I thought he did a good job of filling out the defense early on. Then once he found his groove, he stayed aggressive throughout.
He hits the first one, and that'll push the lead to double digits.
He's an NBA champion and Finals MVP in 2014. Kawhi continues to impact the game at the highest level.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Carmelo Anthony. Andre Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for Derek Jones. And McCollum subbed in for Anthony Simons. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That is his first foul of the game.
Just too big a deficit to come back from at this point.
And you know, disappointment starts to set in a little bit. You fought all night, just wasn't meant to be.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
You know what another option is? Just give the ball up. Let someone else make a play.
There's Hollis-Jefferson. Misses. And so Los Angeles takes the win. All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. Now. Coming up next, the Clippers taking on the Mavericks. For the Clippers, every game presents another chance to improve. Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the NBA coming up. Great. DA, it's all yours.
Kevin, thank you. There is no question that Dallas's Luka Doncic has captured league-wide admiration. The Hall of Famer play.
Indeed, something special, David. Thanks. Short a rotation play. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
They're missing a quality player. Injuries a big part of the game. They've just got to make the adjustments.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the small forward. And for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Zubac in at the 5. And the backcourt matchup tonight, Brent, definitely high-powered at the point guard position in particular. Much more scoring expected than in decades past.
Well, I think guys have the green light, Kevin, to fire away at the first available opportunity. The offense isn't taught the same way with orchestrators at the point guard position. Now guys are looking to be overly aggressive with their scoring prowess and to try to make plays sometimes feels secondary.
The Mavericks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Richardson, good.
Well, he's allowed to get in there, and once he does, he's aggressive enough to play through contact.
Richardson against George. Morris right side. Back to George. 14 feet away, and yes, it's good.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
On the wing, Doncic. He's covered by Leonard. And Doncic throws it down.
And when you want Doncic, he's one of those guys who kind of just slithers around until he finds an opening, and then bam.
And the foul on Josh Richardson. That's his first foul. Leonard finds Zubac. Now here's Jackson. Leonard looking around. And that one's off. He misses his first shot of the game. Here's Richardson. It's deflected. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Off target with his 3.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
The Mavericks have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Here's Finney Smith, covered by Morris. Kleba, the pass to Finney Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Doncic with the bucket. And last season, Marcus Morris's name, one of the hottest on the trade market.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Marcus Morris's offseason a year ago. A lot of contenders looking to add him to the roster. Handshake deal with the Spurs, switch to the Knicks, and then eventually traded to the Clippers. So grab your musical chair and try to find a seat.
Doncic left side. Misses off the left iron.
I saw a green light there. The D's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
Back to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Richardson. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. Brunson finds Redick. That one doesn't go. So the Clippers will take it the other way. The Clippers have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. That one is off.
Yeah, when Rondo gets motivated, and we've seen that now for a good stretch, he's as valuable as it gets.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Beverly's checked in. And here's Redick. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Back to Brunson. Cauley-Stein dishes to Powell. To the paint. Cauley-Stein's shot is good.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Clippers trail by 3. And Batum kicks to Rondo. Outside Batum. Mavericks with the rebound.
Yeah, that miss might stick with him for a little while. That's kind of a shoot-around jumper if I've ever seen one.
It's good from long range.
Man, that was deep right there. JJ works on all of these shots all the time.
The pass to Beverly. Dishes to Batum. He kicks to Beverly. Kennard against Redick. Here's Rondo, and the rejection by Cauley-Stein.
Don't want to be careless around Cauley-Stein. That's when he rises up and blocks shots away.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
Beverly, and no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's Dallas in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. What a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard. It's rare to see him have the kind of trouble he's had tonight. Right back after this break. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, that worked wonders for them in the quarter. We'll see what kind of adjustments get made.
Kennard is out there with Patrick Beverly. Then there's Batum. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's man in at the 3, the small forward. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Here's Beverly. It's blocked. Stolen by Beverly. Now the feed to Cousins. Batum passes to Kennard. Here's Beverly. Drops in the layup for 2. Beverly's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Clippers.
The strength from Patrick Beverly is impressive. Takes the punishment. I don't think he minds it one bit and still converts.
Brunson finds Cauley-Stein. Out to the right wing. Brunson against Beverly. Burke the pass to Powell. The 15-footer. Batum grabs the miss. Clippers trail by 6. Here's Cousins. And the layup's good off the glass.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Brunson kicks to Burke. Tries again. And the layup by Powell. Powell's got his first 2 points.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Passes to Beverly. Out to the right wing. Man passes to Batum. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Beverly for 3. Offensive rebound.
Brute strength right there as he gets to the inside and scores.
Dallas leading by 4. Burke dishes to Powell. Pass to Brunson. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Doncic finds Porzingis. And here is Kleba. 5 on the clock. And that one goes long.
Well, he's a guy that count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
Really good ball movement there in transition.
Richardson outside. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen. Reggie, we hear this a lot. It's almost too popular now to say good offense beats good defense. Being a defensive-minded player yourself, do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, Kevin. And the thing is, in today's game, when I played, there was an era, you could hold teams in the 80s and 90s. You could go a quarter and keep them at 12, 15 points. You can't do that now. It's different. You've got to be able to win stretches of 2 and 3 minutes. And honestly, you're right. The offense does dictate far more, but it doesn't discount the importance of defense. And if you still look at the reigning champs and the teams that have won titles recently, that's still one area that they're consistent in, is their defensive approach.
I like seeing Josh Richardson distribute the ball, especially when his teammates are wide open. That makes for an easy pass.
And the foul on Josh Richardson. And that'll be his third foul so far. J.J. Redick's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Richardson against George. Over Richardson. The shot that time, not on target. And it's Dallas the other way.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Left side, Redick. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Count it. Now it's a 4-point Dallas lead.
Now you can see the defense is so shifted over to where Kristaps Porzingis is that they lose track of the situation, and he burns them with the pass.
And George gets it to go.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Doncic kicks to Richardson. Pass to Redick. 56 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Richardson. Here's Porzingis. And he gets the whistle. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
Porzingis kicks to Redick. Another 3 for Dallas.
I love how Redick gets it going from distance. Really a tremendous three-point shooter.
And so it's Dallas bringing the...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball. From the get-go, it was Dallas that came out strong. Win or lose, Kenny, the Mavericks have been one of the more stable organizations. And that's...
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. You have to like what you're seeing from Luka Doncic.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
You want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
On the court for the Mavericks, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward position. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. Batum with the steal. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go all the way. And it's good for 2. Leonard's got 6.
And that's the high motor, the long strides we're always talking about with Leonard. Killing it in transition.
To the middle. Here's Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Leonard, no luck.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Kleba with it, and Batum picks him up defensively. Doncic against Leonard. Count that one. And it's a 7-point Maverick lead.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
And Beverly kicks to Leonard. The shot's good.
Okay, good game plan. Start the second half. 3 of 4 so far from the field.
Porzingis passes to Kleba. Doncic outside. It's hauled in by Beverly. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. Dallas leading by 5. Here's Doncic. And the shot goes down. He's got 14.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
Outside Leonard. Porzingis with the block.
Great anticipation there. Porzingis in the right spot and throws that one away.
It's Richardson on the wing. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Here's Leonard. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Leonard's got 8 points here in this quarter. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Porzingis passes to Doncic. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Powell dishes to Hardaway. That one goes in, and the Mavericks lead by 7.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
George up top. Burke covering. George with the bucket.
Well, he knows how to score, and he does just that. Don't let Paul George fool you. He can finish inside.
1:43 left in the third. Now here's Burke, defended by George. Powell, that's good.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another. And a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Powell had an excellent college career, yet he fell to the second round of the draft. Didn't even hear his name called as he was selected during a commercial break.
A different look for Dallas. Porzingis is checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein, and J.J. Redick is subbed in for Dwight Powell.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Inside, here's Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Yeah, Redick more than happy to get off the ball that time and spot the open man.
George looking over the floor. Porzingis with the block, and they get it back. Morris finds George. Now here's Redick. He's got 8, and here they come. Dallas moving the ball around. Porzingis passes to Burke. Back to Porzingis from the stripe. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Zubac has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Morris, and he converts the layup.
And you see Morris aware of his surroundings, getting a good jump down court.
Brunson the pass to Porzingis. Brunson against Jackson. Lets a floater go. Porzingis can't hit. George, that's a 2-pointer. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. The third quarter comes to a close. It's Dallas leading by 5. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Doesn't happen with every point guard in the league as far as setting your teammates up. Lots more scorers now, but right there creating the scoring opportunity for his teammate.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Morris. He's out there with Paul George. Rajon Rondo is out there with Ivica Zubac. And it's man in at the shooting guard. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Doncic is checked in for the Mavericks.
Tim Hardaway Jr. has some nights where it just looks effortless for him to get out and get 20 points. It's nice when he rebounds and passes in those games as well, showing complete game.
And George, here we go. Throw good, Paul George.
You wonder if Paul George finally has a situation here where he could show why he's an elite player, why he's an all-star, but to pay off how hungry he is to prove it with a late postseason run.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Zubac is checked in for Cousins, and it's Batum in for Marcus Morris. Feeds it to Richardson. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on George.
Looks like Josh Richardson is always seeking a shot, this time looking for contact as well.
Dallas making a switch here. Kleba's checked in.
You can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
Here's George. Here's Batum. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
Doncic looking it over. Lots of room. Batum grabs the miss. Batum's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And George gets it to go. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
So good, so experienced. Paul George can convert the toughest of buckets.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for the Clippers. Leonard comes in for George. Doncic kicks to Richardson. Clock at 6. Shot from 16, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. And the Mavericks lead by 6.
And he's capable of scoring from anywhere, really. Doncic has a strong grasp here of the mid-range.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. And the pass to Finney-Smith. The drive by Doncic. Kept alive. Kleba kicks to Doncic. And he gets it to go. Doncic has got the lead up to 8 now for the Mavs.
And love how much Doncic believes in himself. It shows when he shoots off the pass like that.
Now here's Leonard. He's guarded closely. Porzingis with the block. Blocked again. Rondo against Doncic. From deep three-point range. That doesn't go either for Doncic.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that's unfortunate.
And they double up Doncic. And stolen by Cousins. Here's Leonard. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
With his developing handle, Leonard now has defenders at his mercy when on the bounce.
It's tipped. Here's Richardson. Doncic right side. Gets an open look and hits. Doncic has got 20.
That's the guy they're going to keep going to, as they should. The lead's only going up if they keep feeding him.
Rondo against Doncic. It's rebounded by Dallas.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
Floats it up for Doncic. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Dallas moving it around. 5 to shoot. A beautiful reverse layup. And now a 10-point Maverick lead
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for Dallas.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Solid play, definitely, Kevin.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Luka Doncic.
It looked like a couple times they might be wearing him down, but not the case. At the offensive end, he was just devastating.
On the wing, Doncic. To the inside. On the wing, Doncic. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Yep, that one goes.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
You loved it. The guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
There's the lob to the hoop.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight, getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, height and length at that position for Paul George, that's problematic for a defender, and he used his size to draw the foul that time.
And both free throws good for Paul George. Leonard against Redick. The high post shot. That shot missing. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. ready. And if this shot from earlier is any indication, the Mavericks certainly look ready too. And they'll have some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
Short a rotation player, nothing they can't overcome, but it does shrink your margin for error just a bit.
The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Norman Powell, and it's Nurkic in at the 5. And for the Mavericks, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Richardson, and it's Finney Smith in at the small forward. Lillard surveying the D. Off target from outside. A guy who just continues to earn more minutes. You know, Finney Smith is tough, and Greg, he is effective.
He seems to become a better rebounder every year, more efficient. He'll take charges, commits hard fouls, and I don't think we've seen his ceiling. Finney Smith is a guy you can win with.
I mean, look, he's evolved as a passer over the course of his career. Get to the right spot, McCollum will find you.
Here's Doncic. The 10-footer finds the target. Doncic has got his second basket of the game.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Covington with the bucket.
It's easy to admire Covington. Even when the defense gets rough with him, he stays with it.
Doncic outside. And oh boy, a lot of contact there. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
The length of Covington, it makes him a difficult guy to guard. Skilled at picking up contact.
This is his first free throw of the game. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Lillard against Doncic. Pass to Finney Smith. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. For Portland, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Lillard outside. Kicks it out to Covington. Over to the wing. Nobody near Nurkic. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. The drive by Doncic. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Doncic has got 7. Portland's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. To the paint. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Doncic with the steal. Richardson against McCollum. Out to Doncic. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Greg, we have a league of many great playmakers, don't we?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. LeBron James is obvious. You know, he played point guard technically for the first time last season, but he's always been a floor general. You look at a young man like Ja Morant, and he's been on the attack since day one when he hit the league. And there's so many more of those guys that are having an impact, understanding the value of that lead guard position. It is fun to watch.
It is so fun to watch. I agree. Mavericks leading by 3. Here's Richardson. So it's Richardson with the jam.
Oh, no excuse letting Richardson get this close. I mean, you deserve to get dunked on when you give him this position.
And Simons has got the ball here for Portland. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Outside, Covington. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Porzingis.
You know, this is the type of guy I like, from undrafted to a quality role player. I mean, he has heart. He's gotten better every year. Covington adds a lot to this team. He can let that thing fly, too. He's a fearless shooter.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Mike Powell comes in for Maxi Kleber. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Richardson. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
And he knows it, too. He tried to get away with it. Sometimes you do. That time he didn't.
Derek Jones, he's checked in for Robert Covington.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Hardaway goes in, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Cantor, the pass to McCollum. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Ooh, what body control from McCollum. This guy is just a scorer. He takes on all comers.
Brunson finds Hardaway. Down low, stolen by Cantor. Fast break, here come the Trailblazers. Here's McCollum, and McCollum with the slam.
Well, McCollum, he's a threat in transition. He excels at leaking out, and then he knows where to run in the open floor.
Brunson the pass to Cauley Stein. Anthony against Brunson. It's Hardaway with the drive. Cauley Stein dishes to Powell. Back to Cauley Stein. Just 3 to shoot. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Three-pointer, Lillard. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's the Trailblazers. Before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He had this to say when asked.
I know that when the main guy,
he's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And taking a look at the Trailblazers' performance, what do you think they're doing or not doing?
I mean, offensively, I thought they did a good job of protecting the ball. And defensively, boy, were they disruptive.
Great balance of efficiency and intensity, which is why they hold the early lead.
Powell is out there with Cauley Stein. Then there's Hardaway. Then there's Burke. And it's Redick in at the 2 spot. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. Anthony, good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got 3 assists in the game. Burke kicks to Hardaway. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Can't hit from in close. Jones, the pass to McCollum. Shoots over Redick, and that one hits back iron. Mavericks trail by 5. He gets that one.
Not just the shooter, Redick can also get inside, effective at exploiting holes in the defense.
Lillard outside. Shoots over Burke. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Deflects the pass. Redick surveying the D. In the corner, Powell with it. Cauley Stein finds Powell. Dallas moving the ball around. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
Oh, man, you better appreciate the unselfishness. When Redick sees an open teammate, as great of a shooter as he is, he's fast at getting him the ball.
Now, here's Lillard. Burke covering. And Lillard gets it to go. Lillard's got his first basket.
Oh, they've tailored their offense around him. And let me tell you, he loves playing in this system.
Redick dishes to Burke. Back to Redick. Passes it to Burke. Shot clock at 5. Here's Powell. It's deflected.
We don't talk much about his defense. I mean, Cantor has been much maligned for his work at that end. But he's been making a better effort.
Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Dallas. Luka Doncic comes in for J.J. Redick. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. And we just got a second look there at the exceptional mobile 1 block.
Every basket's a big one in a tight game, and he is not about to give up an easy look.
Superb form. Lillard has the mid-range shot on lockdown.
Jones with it. He's picked up by Doncic. Here's McCollum. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Now it's a 7-point Trailblazer lead.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Doncic left side. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And we've just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips. Both those turnovers could have been avoided.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Porzingis, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Maxi Kleber comes in for Dwight Powell. And it's Richardson in for Trey Burke. And then for the Trailblazers, Robert Covington's checked in for Derek Jones. Norman Powell comes in for McCollum. And it's Simons in for Lillard.
And good luck trying to keep Nurkic off the glass. I mean, using his brute strength well on the offensive boards.
Doncic with it. Now Covington defending. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Doncic.
And Yusuf Nurkic, missing a whole calendar year not too long ago, was still involved with the team during that stretch and was a fixture on their bench.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Nurkic, but hey, bro, you had some wild shirts on the sideline. I couldn't even watch the game. You was over there dizzying cats up. But I know you were doing your thing, but you would use clothing to call out other players, teams, and commentators. Nurkic doesn't mince words, and I'm glad he's back and playing.
And talk about persistence. Porzingis just being a bully on the offensive glass and punishing the opposition.
There's the pass to Nurkic. To the middle, here's Anthony, and he uses the glass on the layup. Anthony's got the lead up to 9 now for Portland.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Richardson the pass to Doncic. bucket is good.
And guys, the intelligence is evident. When the pick comes, Doncic often makes the right read.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Pass to Powell. Feeds to Covington. Here's Nurkic. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Near the three-point line, it's Doncic. Here's Kleba, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
And that's why you never stop working in the paint at either end of the floor.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a... All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They ended the period holding on to a slim. And that's a wrap with the third.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You have to like what you're seeing from Luka Doncic.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
This game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court for the Trailblazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the center position. And Doncic, here we go. Here's Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Porzingis has got 6 points. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is to me absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed. But it's always existed. And the reality is this. You become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
Richardson, good.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Lillard attacking. Here's Covington, banked in off the glass. He's got 8.
There's that passion of his, battling with every ounce of energy he has.
Richardson kicks to Finney-Smith. Doncic against Powell. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. And Dallas again with the bucket.
Rock solid start for him. I mean, they're 3 for 3 since coming out of the locker room.
Pass to Nurkic. To the paint. He's looking for McCollum and finds him. And it's good. 2 points. And the Trailblazers lead by 6.
Realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
Finney-Smith passes to Doncic. Shoots over Powell. And good. As it just snugs right down through the net.
It hasn't taken them any time to find their rhythm in the second half. 4 for 4 from the field already.
Lillard up top. Kleba defending. Lillard with the bucket. Lillard's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, talking about Lillard, he's so good as a scorer in the paint. I mean, probably just as good as any point guard.
Powell against Doncic. Down low. Out to the wing. Just 5 to shoot. The shot by Kleba, wide open. The Mavericks keeping it alive. The new 14. A second chance effort. That one's in there, and the Portland lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Doncic.
And already in his career, Doncic displays a remarkable amount of pro moves, including that floater right there.
And finished off by Nurkic.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
The coaching staff has to be upset. You can't give the opposition easy baskets like this.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. And Covington sends it back. And the dunk by Covington.
Proving he's not afraid to finish with power. Covington loves to dunk it home.
Doncic against Powell. Doncic kicks to Finney-Smith. Doncic passes to Kleber. And Kleber slams it in.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, come on, guys. Someone has to rotate over. Defensively, that's just poor communication.
Nurkic in the post. Guarded by Porzingis. Nurkic can't hit. Mavericks trail by 6. Doncic feeling it out. Count it from 12. Doncic has got 8 points here in this quarter.
And it just seems when Doncic turns it on, it's a sight to see. Incredible at scoring in a variety of ways.
Lillard with the bucket.
I mean, he's been terrific from the field so far this half. I mean, driving his percentage through the roof.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. McCollum against Richardson. Now, here's Doncic. He's tightly guarded. And the rebound by Nurkic.
Now, with the D playing soft off him, he might have been better off taking it to the hoop instead of settling for the jumper.
Lillard with the bucket.
And Lillard times these floaters perfectly. He rises up with these, letting the ball roll off his fingertips.
And offensively, a great show for the fans through the... And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session tomorrow.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. We've got Jalen Brunson. Porzingis is out there with Luka Doncic. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's Hardaway in at the 3. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
And he's capable of scoring from anywhere, really. Doncic has a strong grasp here of the mid-range.
Here's Simon. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
You know, Anthony's getting more floor time last season. He worked his way into the Blazers' rotation. He's still young, though. It seems like he can carve a role out on his team.
And Simon's a bit undersized at that 2-guard position. Only 6'3", but a natural 2 with playmaking ability.
Ultimately, this team wants him to be a scoring threat off the bench. I mean, have him come in firing from outside. He's got a lot of work to get to that point.
Brunson finds Redick. From the wing, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
In the mid-range, rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
The feed to Anthony. Makes it off the glass. And the Trailblazers lead by 8.
Yeah, just superb focus there from Melo, overpowering the D and still finishes.
Brunson kicks to Doncic. And they double up Doncic. Outside Hardaway. Pass to Porzingis. It's Redick on the wing, guarded by Powell, and he makes that one.
A nightmare to guard in the pick and roll. Redick, just don't give him any space, so he's going to knock it down.
Here's Simons. He feeds it to Cantor. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
And that's a perfect setup. Solid screen, defender can't avoid it. Opens up a clear path to the bucket.
And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Outside, Redick. The pass to Porzingis. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Maxi Kleber comes in for Luka Doncic. And Trey Burke subbed in for J.J. Redick. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Lillard's checked in. Here's Brunson. Pass to Porzingis. Over Cantor.
Nice contest by Cantor that time. It's a portion of his game he's improved on. Effort on D.
Pass to Jones. Wide open. The shot, no good. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. Brunson the pass to Porzingis. Brunson against Lillard. Brunson kicks to Burke. 6 to shoot. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The first one falls. And the Mavericks making a change here. Richardson's checked in. Robert Covington's checked in for Portland. McCollum comes in for Jones.
Nice work there. This is a point in the game where if you get a chance to close the gap, you've got to make the most of it.
Here's Lillard. Got a hand on it. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Covington. On the Mavericks with some changes. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Hardaway. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Nurkic is checked in. Back to Doncic. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Richardson the pass to Kleber. Kicks it to Doncic. Clock at 6. Dallas needs to get off a shot. The wide open look here for Porzingis. It's good on the putback.
Wow, sensing the importance. Remember, Richardson was a second-round pick. He had to fight for his spot.
Lillard outside. McCollum trying to get open. And Lillard gets it to go. And the Trailblazers lead by 6.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Yeah, but defensively, neither side has been able to adjust, and that's reflected in the score.
Doncic kicks to Kleber. A floater. Powell pulls it in.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession. This is a do-or-die possession. They have got to get points.
Oh, yeah, a little room for error now. We'll see what they run.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Here's Lillard. Basket number 8 for him on 13 tries. That's 62% so far.
And relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is no let-up. You know, this is the kind of hard-nosed competitiveness that wins games.
And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. 8-point game. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Well, it's tough, man. When you get to this point in the game, you fought hard, did your best, but just wasn't enough.
Doncic finds Porzingis, and that one drops for him.
And with that unique combination of size and skill, Porzingis is a dependable late-game scoring option.
Doncic with the steal. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Here's Finney-Smith. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
He drops the first one, and that brings them within 5. He hits both from the stripe. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.